Hello everyone and welcome to the online session of science. So in our previous session we have started our new chapter which is changes around us. So that was part 1 of this chapter and this is the part 2 of this chapter. As here you can see this is our chapter 6, changes around us, part 2. So in previous presentation we have discussed about different types of change. Some type of change we have discussed, and today we are going to discuss about. So first we are going to discuss about periodic change. So as you can see here, changes which occur again and again after fixed intervals of time are known as periodic changes. As you can see the example here, day and night, occurrence of full moon, phases of the moon, heartbeat, oscillation of pendulum of clock. So these are some periodic changes. Revolution and rotation of the earth are also known as periodic change. So when the time period is fixed of any kind of change is known as periodic change. In this slide you can see the examples which we have discussed: day and night, phases of the moon, beating of the heart, clock striking again an hour. These are some example of periodic change. In the slide you can see here non-periodic change. So it is just opposite to the periodic change. There are some changes which do not repeat themselves at regular intervals of time. So these are known as non-periodic changes. So we cannot predict these changes. For example, earthquake, accidents, sneezing, these are some example of non-periodic changes. So apart from earthquake, flood is also a non-periodic change because the time period is not fixed. In our next slide we are going to discuss about. Here you can see some example which we have discussed about. So forest fire, earthquake, these are some example of, and eruption of volcanoes also. This is non-periodic change. Now desirable change. So as the name it is clear, desirable change which we want. So there are some changes which occur as we wish. We like such changes, that is why these are called desirable change. Here you can see the examples: formation of curd from milk, formation of manure from cow dung, and dead plants. So these are some desirable change which we want. And undesirable change. So these changes which we do not want, or you can see as you can see in the slide, there are some changes which do not occur as per our wishes. It occurs suddenly. Such changes are called undesirable changes. Earthquake, flood. So these are some example of undesirable change which nobody wants. Now come to the physical change. So now we are going to discuss about physical change. Such a change in which only the physical property of a substance change. There is no change in its chemical property. So here you can see changes in which size or shape of the object may change, but the substance of which they are made of remain the same. For example, formation of water vapors on heating water. So if you boil the water, it will convert it into steam or it will get evaporated. But this is the change of state only. So this is physical change. Tearing of paper, kicking a football, making vegetable soup, freezing of water to form ice. These are some physical changes. So here you can see about physical change. Here you can see about physical change. A physical change alters the form of a substance but does not change it to another substance. As I have told you, it changes shape or size. It dissolves maybe. It changes the phases or the state. Freeze, boil, evaporate, condense. Here you can see the example, making orange juice. So there is no chemical change. So physical changes occur when matter changes its property but not its chemical nature. So here you can see the example also. Cutting of paper is also a physical change. Cutting of cloth is also a physical change. Melting of ice is also a physical change because here only the state is changing. Now come to the chemical change. A change that is usually permanent in nature. So when we are not able to get the original substance, this is called chemical change. As here you can see, if you burn a paper, it turns into ash. It's not paper anymore because ash is a new substance. So its shape and structure change. And you can see that ashes is different than paper in shape and structure. So this is called chemical change. Here you can see some example like rusting. Rusting is an example of chemical change when iron is reacting with oxygen. So there are some chemical changes happening and then rust is forming. So the changes in which new substances are formed are called chemical changes. And we cannot change rust into iron again. So it's a chemical change. Here you can see toast burning is also a chemical change because burnt toast can't be converted into a fresh toast. Second example you can see here, rocket fuel burning. Once the fuel burn, we cannot get back the fuel again. So this is also a chemical change. So these are some example of chemical change. So chemical changes are having some characteristics. In chemical changes, as I have told you, always a new substance form with a different properties. And chemical changes are usually irreversible. Those are not reversible. Because when we burn the paper, we'll get ash. So this is a chemical change. Next we are going to discuss about some common causes of physical and chemical change. Here you can see common causes of physical and chemical change. So in first point you can see mixing of two or more substances could be the reason of change. Because whenever we are mixing two or more substances, you will see the change. Maybe change in color, change in taste. For example, as you can see in the last diagram, if we'll pour some salt into a glass of water, the taste will be changed. The taste of the water will change. So here you can see the change when you are mixing a substance. If you will mix color with water, you can see a change in color. So this is also a change, right? If we'll pour some oil drops into the water, oil will separate a different layer. This is also, here also you can see a change. So these are some kind of change whenever we are mixing two or more substances. Second would be chemical reaction. So rusting we have already discussed. So whenever the chemical reaction will happen, chemical change will happen. So rusting is an example of chemical change. Because whenever iron is reacting with the oxygen and atmospheric moisture, rust will form. So this is a chemical change. And when milk will convert into curd. This is also a chemical change because we cannot get back milk again from the curd. So this is also a chemical reaction or a chemical change. Third point you can see here, heating and cooling. So after heating and cooling also you can see the change. So whenever we are boiling, if we boil the water, the state will change. Water will convert it into steam, and when we'll freeze the water, you can see the ice cube or ice. So here you can see a change, which is change in state. One more example we can discuss here. Whenever you are if you are burning a candle, right? If you are burning a candle, it will melt. The wax will melt. So this is also a kind of change. Burning of a piece of paper, after that you can see a change. So heating and cooling convert the substance, and here you can see a change. Next cause is application of force. So here in the example, here in the pictures, you can see whenever we if we apply the force to anything, we can change the place, right? We can change the place of the object. And when we blow air in a balloon, the force of air inflate the balloon. So here also you can see the change. Or when a goldsmith hammer a piece of gold, then only he makes different types of designs. So this is application of force. After applying force, we can see the change. So this is also a kind of change whenever we are applying force, right? So here we have discussed about some common causes of physical and chemical change. Now next topic would be applications of expansion and contraction. So here we are going to discuss about expansion and contraction. In first diagram you can see here, you might have seen small gaps between two sections of railway tracks. Why? Because in the summer, heat of the summer, or whenever in summers the heat falls into the railway track, the metal will expand. So there should be a gap, otherwise the tracks will be attached to each other. Because while or we can say whenever the sunlight is falling into the track, or it will heat the track, so the metal will expand. So there should be a gap so that there would be a space. In second, you can see expansion and contraction. So when substances expand or contract, the particles stay the same size. The size of the particle will not change. Only the space between the particles change. And next, the particles in the solid vibrate more when it is heated, thus take up more room. This is expansion, and similar to liquid and gases when heated. So these are some application of expansion and contraction. One more example we can take here. Tube of a cycle tire. So tube of a cycle tire bursts on its own when the cycle is left in the sun for a long time. So this is because the air inside the tube expands by absorbing heat from the sun. This expansion causes the tube to burst. So when gases are cooled, they contract. This is one more example of expansion and contraction. So here in this chapter We have discussed about so many types of change, what are the causes of change. We have also discussed about expansion and contraction. So we have finished this chapter. With this, I have also sent a PDF or answer key, exercise answer key. So complete this in your book and see the video carefully. I hope you all have understood about it. Thank you everyone.